Content warning ahead. If you do not enjoy us talking about bodily fluids such as or including blood, vomit, etc., please skip the first 10 minutes of the podcast. I'm very sorry. I just go crazy when I talk about this kind of stuff. Thank you very much.
He'll control everything. We'll be dancing to his tune.
No way. We'll let Mario find it. Then we'll snatch it away from him.
Yeah, let's do an ambush. Good idea. Give me your string. Not my favorite string.
It is a legend no one will forget. Everybody thought the Super Show was as bad as a Mario cartoon could be. And then, the sequel attacked. Deke was back! With the zaniest danger ever known, even more animation errors. With their useless Mario trivia, Delfino and Peach will watch every single episode and complete the Supershow Saga.
Kitten around, I'm just kitten around. Look what I found. It's blood nice on and it's round. It's blood on the ground. Blood on the ground. Oh my gosh. So I've been watching Jellystone, which is a new HBO Max show with the Hanna-Barbera characters. Yeah. I've had that song stuck in my head for like 2 days. I tried to get it stuck in a friend on Discord's head, and at first I just shared the video with him because we have an inside joke that had to do with that song, and suddenly he starts singing it back to me, and I'm saying, no, stop it, and then Peach starts singing it too. Kitten around. Stop. I'm just kitten around. Just kidding, I'm just kidding around. Ha 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 ha. Kidding around. Oh my gosh. So the reason we said there's blood on the ground is because... So I've been trying to draw the Precure Sundays. Well, I should explain that first. What is that? Let's just say I've been drawing lately. We're trying to get back into a steady habit of drawing, which is I don't hard like because I hate how spaced out my artwork is. It's like I keep looking at my Tumblr. It's like, oh, this post was like from October, from like a few months ago, and I'm like, oh, I need to post more art, but I gotta draw more art. Unfortunately, to produce content, you have to make content. I must make the content myself. So I was drawing, and so Delfino walks in my room and trips over the binder in front of my room. And like, she's like, oh, ow. And I'm like, you okay? And she's like, yeah, sure. And so I'm not hurt. Like, it doesn't hurt. Are you ready to record? So we're standing and watching Jellystone, and then I go to leave, and I look down, and you're like, what's this weird stain on the floor? And I'm like, not another stain. No, this can't happen again. And there's just randomly blood on the ground, and we're like, who's bleeding? Who's bleeding? What's going on? Is it you? It turns out that when you tripped on the binder, it whacked your toe. It was bleeding all over the ground. So much blood. And you're like, oh no. And I'm like, what's going on? Oh, well, no, I gotta fix this. And you're like, well, just give me the Band-Aid. And I'm like, no, I was talking about my floor. So materialistic, Peach. I'm sorry, I can't have another stain on the ground. There's just too many already. I mean, all of my stains on the ground are from where I throw up. You can see it, like, around here. That's my throw up. Alright, nobody needs to know that. You can edit that out. Of course, that makes it sound bad. The real evil stain on my floor is from... the pink nail polish. The pink nail polish where I was painting my nails in my room, and I dropped them because I'm a klutz. I drop everything. Did you knock over the thing, or did you drop it? It was back when the bed was against that wall, and I had the side table there. So you knocked into the side table? It knocked into the side table and it fell all over the ground. Okay, I was wondering if you were like holding it and they were just... And once nail polish is on the ground, you're not getting it up. It's doomed. It's there forever. So it's like, oh crap. Oops. Oopsie. I mean... I would say it's not as bad as the time I spilled grape juice all over the floor upstairs and we were banned from drinking grape juice for at least 10 years. I do not remember this. But that one actually came up. So the nail polish is still there.
I remember, speaking of stands on the floor, I remember once, I think it was Mom brought Coca-Cola. This is when Mom was on her soda
phase?
Yeah, it wasn't really a phase. It was more so she was drinking lots of sodas. Now you're bleeding?
Oh, jeez. I gotta stop scratching my elbow.
Stop scratching your elbow. That's what God says.
Scratching your brothers.
Stop scratching your... Stop picking on your scratches.
I can't help it.
Yeah, you feel the temptation to scratch. Anyways, I think Mom had brought a Coca-Cola in and was like, don't worry, I'm not gonna spill it.
And she spilled it all over the couch.
And then she spilled...
That was a smoothie.
It was the Coke on the floor and the smoothie on the couch.
Okay, the smoothie was on the couch.
What kind of smoothie?
We come from a family of klutzes. This is why we're only supposed to have food in the kitchen.
Not Dad. It's like the fact that we bring water upstairs is in itself
taboo.
It's bad. So I keep it in a big bottle upstairs. Well, right now it's in a cup, but usually I have the bottle.
We must stay hydrated. I don't know where all of our bottles went. I haven't been able to find my Cappy mug lately.
One might be under the sink. I think it's under the sink.
Okay, I hope
even though the
threw
paint's
that out,
peeling out.
The paint's peeling off.
It's still an operational.
It was a Christmas present from my friend, so
it was. I liked it.
I still like it. It's the perfect size to use with my Keurig.
And then you pour it. I guess so. It fills 2 cups.
Exactly the right amount of water for my tea.
This is 1.5 cups.
Yeah, around that much.
Okay. Anyways, this is the Supershow Saga, starring bleeding on the floor Delfino Durians
and bleeding out the elbow Peach Supreme.
Oh, I should have made it Delfino and then in quotes, bleeding on the floor Durians.
Well, soon your ears will be bleeding because it's time to do the Koopa.
Everybody do the Koopa.
Should we have a blood warning at the beginning of this episode?
I mean,
if you're squeamish about
maybe
bodily fluids,
I'll put that up.
I like my fluids inside my body where they belong.
I guess so. I'm fine with fluids inside and outside my body, but when they are moving, I have issues.
Anyway, today's episode is very special. I would say it's my 3rd favorite episode in the series.
Really? You're ranking it pretty darn high.
I love Do The Koopa.
Well, I agree with you. It is one of the best ones we've seen this far.
It's so well written.
It's written.
It's so funny.
So it's called Do The Koopa.
There's so many errors everywhere, and they're beautiful.
By Phil Harnage, who... We haven't mentioned it yet, but we did record our Cootie Pie Rocks episode.
Well, that's the next one.
Yes, he wrote Cootie Pie Rocks.
Spoilers! Oops.
Whoopsie. But he also has written a lot for the Super Show in the past. He wrote Butch Mario and the Luigi Kid. I almost called him Kid Luigi.
Kid Luigi.
Which is the episode where Mario's gonna eat the mattress. I'm gonna eat this mattress.
And Luigi does it. No, that's not that
when they
one.
do their patty cakes.
The patty cake. Pasta power! Oh my god, I love that.
Count Koopula, which is another fun one.
It's one of Koopa's Stooges! The Toad Warriors,
where Toad gets his time in the limelight
where
to
Toad
be a
has
Toad
his day.
warrior. The Pied Koopa. I'd say that maybe that's the least best of his.
Well, that's the episode where they actually go to Pasta Land.
Okay. I don't remember that one.
And Koopastein is also fun. Escape from Koopa. Man, he wrote so many episodes that I love.
I know. Escape from Koopatraz is another fun one. And then, of course, Star Koopa, which...
I was saving
Hi-ho,
silverware! Is that still my password for something?
Don't say that out loud.
I don't even remember what it was. Or how I spelled it.
Question, Peach, do you like to use the same password for the same things over and over?
If I don't, I forget what they are.
I've tried to not do that anymore because recently I've been pwned. Like there's a website you can check called Have I Been Pwned, where you can see if your data has been like hacked into through your email. Turns out you have been pwned like 3 times. Once in the Salem game.
Cool.
Once in a Wattpad. and then one's in something else. So basically, people can find a lot about your
Why did you
info
have to
and
reveal to
passwords.
the world that I have Wattpad?
Listen, we all have.
Wattpad is the poor man's AO3.
There are 3 fan fiction websites, you know?
The big ones, anyway.
The 3 big ones. Because there used to be, there weren't any. Like, you'd have to make your
So
own forums.
fanfiction.net is good for finding, like, big, long fanfics just about a series
Stories.
that you like. Big stories.
Stories, yeah.
AUs, stuff like that. AO3 is good for shipping.
And only shipping.
Like, if you want to find a ship, there it is.
There it is.
And
And also, I like
is just
I like its search feature. I like the searching in AO3 a lot better because in fanfiction.net you can only search by 4 characters.
It's so hard to find anything on fanfiction.net, which is a shame because I found some good stuff there, but, like, you gotta dig.
The one I always
Get your
think about
Sherlock.
is the one where it was like Bowser's Inside Story if Bowser lost at the very end of the game. And how...
Interesting.
It wasn't finished when I was reading it, but I like to imagine my own conclusions for that story. Anyways, and then there is Wattpad, which is baby's first
Fanfiction site.
fanfiction. They'll tell you they'll publish your book. Don't let them publish your book on Wattpad. If you use Wattpad, don't feel ashamed. We all start somewhere, but...
I mean, why do you think I have a Wattpad? I'm too embarrassed to post it on the
big hitters.
the big site, so I'm like, hello.
Anyways, the point
Here's my
is
weird
that because my email has indeed been pwned, I've been starting to write down crazy passwords, like the ones it generates for you, where they're just absolutely crazy letters and numbers. And I write those down somewhere
I gotta
else.
change all my work passwords soon. They make me do it every 3 months, and I'm just like, I can't remember all these passwords.
That's why you write it down.
I know, it's such a pain.
Passwords are not meant to be memorized. Especially,
But I have to type them in like every 5 seconds at work.
I guess, so you can't do a crazy one.
So I can't do a crazy one I'd have to look up.
and
Because I
copy-paste.
gotta go.
Gotta work.
We gotta work.
I'm wasting time. Time is
We're
money.
Time is money.
And I can't.
As my friend at work says, no money, no honey.
No honey.
We can't get the honey if we don't make that money.
I was thinking.
God, I love her. She's so great. She brought me a bag of apples the other day.
I thought it was the corn.
Oh, well, it was the corn first. She brought like a bunch of corn, and then she brought some jackfruit. Then she's like, my neighbor picked some apples because they cut the limb off their apple tree, so I have a giant bag of apples. And I'm like, you're just the best.
I love you.
She always says like, I might go somewhere else, and we're like, no, you have to stay forever.
If you leave, I'm leaving too.
There's no fun if you leave.
I mean,
Then
I
everybody's
think there's
just
fun
gonna
with
leave.
your boss.
Oh, I love my boss too.
Your boss who
But
keeps,
he always
who
threatens
keeps
to
getting
leave.
pranked.
He always threatens to leave too, and we're like, it's not that bad. Please let us help
He
you.
keeps every time he's pranked. He's like, if you do that one more time,
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. So, back to Phil Harnage. He wrote a ton of great Super Show episodes. He wrote Cootie Pie Rocks. And in the future, he writes a few Mario World episodes, including Mama Luigi. So he is the legendary Mama Luigi writer. He's very good at his job. So we start the episode. And
At the Mushroom Land Central Library.
yeah.
Okay. You know, I don't think I've mentioned this before. I really love the designs of the houses and stuff in the Mushroom Kingdom.
You like how the roof is the top of the mushroom?
I think I've mentioned before that the Mushroom Kingdom resident designs remind me of like Romeo and Juliet, but like yeah, even the mushroom houses, like it looks like something you would see in a gnome garden.
Like crafted,
Yeah.
sculpted out.
Like if someone sculpted out an entire like Mushroom Kingdom looking thing in a yard, I would think that would be like the epitome of art.
Okay, like those little Pixieland globes.
Mom really loves gnomes.
Our mom loves gnomes.
She
There was
really-
a time
For
where
her birthday, she's like, I just really want a gnome. And we're like, Why a gnome?
You want a gnome. And when you go online shopping, half of the gnomes are prank gnomes.
They're like mooning you gnomes. And it's just like, come on.
Wearing a Speedo gnome.
So we got her a nice gnome. It has fireflies in a jar and it lights up at night sometimes.
I still say we should,
because it's so
for Christmas, we should get her a Christmas in July.
A Christmas in July gnome.
Yes.
I mean, she would love it. She loves those gnomes.
It would be great, but they're hunting.
I don't know. When they're in the library, it looks more like a castle library.
It
like
just
if
looks
they
to
went
me
into
like a library.
The history of the basement. I don't know. It just
the history section of the basement.
Yeah, sure. Like the archives. That's the word I was thinking of. The archives of the Mushroom Kingdom. That would be like in the castle.
There you go. So,
and then they wouldn't have had to draw a library.
Luigi is a great finder because he finds.
That's why Toadstool brought him to the library and no one else.
Really? You think so? It was just
I think it was just Toadstool and Luigi because I don't think Mario would go to the library.
Mario's not too studious.
Unless he was looking up a book on pasta.
I guess so. He'd get distracted.
And Toad would get distracted by all the comic books.
So yeah, Luigi was nice and he found Toadstool this specific animated map that she's been searching for years. Years.
He found it in just a second because he's that good.
I know. He knows the library
system. It's a really cute map. I like how, like, when they open it up, the little accessories on the ends are shaped like the music note blocks.
Oh, I was thinking they were just dice blocks.
Oh no, they have the little music notes on them.
Okay.
And I'm like, I wonder if you tap them, if they make little doot noises.
But the map itself, I don't really feel like it was a very good map. Guiding map.
It looks like the Super Mario Bros. 3 maps.
You think so?
A very, very simplified version.
Okay.
Because they're like, oh, it's a map to the Doom Dancer music box. And I'm like, it's just a map to a to like a temple with a picture of Boom Boom in it.
Okay, here is my question.
Many skulls.
Is it the Doom Dancer or the Dune Dancer?
Doom. D-O-O-M.
Okay, because I kept hearing dune like a sand dune.
Why would it be just sand dune?
I don't know, because sand gets everywhere. You know, it's coarse and rough. It gets all over
you.
What
does the music box have to do with sand?
That's what I'm saying, is that
it's not in desert land.
It gets in your ears.
But then you couldn't hear the music box.
It gets in your cracks.
Alright, whatever.
So they bring the map back to Toad's house.
And Mario is trying very hard to look at that map. He's like flat on the table. Like, map. Yes, I'm looking at the map.
I'm taking it in. So
Peach decides to transfer everyone to Psychedelia to explain how the Doom Dancer
works. To Psychedelia?
It's a Phineas and Ferb joke.
Okay,
but it's where the guitar solo comes from.
Okay.
It's just like a tie-dye background that's like going woo.
Is that where Kevin the zebra jumps in?
No.
Okay.
It's from the Dude We're Getting the Band Back Together episode.
Okay. But Toadstool's explaining this music box.
And so she's using Koopa and his kids to explain
as an example for what she wants to do, which is that if you spin this box, it's
it makes everyone dance.
It's not a record player. It looks like a phonograph, but
it is a phonograph.
Okay.
Or it's a gramophone? Is that what it's called?
Gramophone? Which one?
Like the Grammys? Gramophone?
I'll look it up. Gramophone.
So it's that
how did it not crank any search results for
if you crank the gramophone fast.
Yes, it's a gramophone.
It makes everyone dance faster and faster, and then if you slow
makes them
it
dance
down,
to the tempo.
They start slowing down, and they stop.
I'm thinking of Crypta the Necro Dancer here.
Like they die?
Okay, so
like their heart stops beating?
This is what I mean by it's Crypta the Necro Dancer,
it's
where
like that game I was looking at.
Peach, I'm talking about Crypt of the Necro Dancer here.
You want to take that again?
Peach. I am talking about Crypt of the Necro Dancer, where Cadence goes into the underworld and everybody in the underworld's heartbeat is tied to the tempo of the music. And if you don't dance in time with the music, your heart stops beating and you die.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that's why that would be a morbid way to say is that you slow it down and that your heart beats very irregularly.
No wonder this thing is cursed.
It's a murder machine.
So she's planning on murdering them? Jeez, Peach.
Well, I'm
a little harsh
maybe she'll put him in a comatose state. Maybe that's how nice it would be.
But once again, this is like a Phineas and Ferb episode.
I guess
So
so.
it's the episode Out of Tune. Mm-hmm. So it's that everyone knows that you can't defeat evil while dancing. And so Doofenshmirtz has built, like, the Dancinator.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, he accidentally hits himself and Perry and the machine with it, and they all start dancing.
Don't they have to push the machine off the...
Well, it's that Perry defeats him by starting a conga line and making the dance machine fall off the side of the building.
Okay, he gets him
To
to all
add
push
insert to injury, the platypus is leading.
He pushes it.
I can't believe it. You defeated evil while dancing.
It's amazing. So, I feel like the big problem with this is wouldn't you have to have somebody cranking this music box forever? Could you set up a machine to crank it for you?
Well, I don't really know how this works. Is it that anyone who hears it starts dancing?
Yeah.
Like,
You start
can you
dancing in time
control
with the tempo.
who's dancing?
I don't
Can
think
you
so.
control what
I think
the song
everybody
is?
besides the
Why doesn't it
the
affect the
controller.
person cranking it?
I don't
There's
know.
so many questions that we never get answers to.
Sorry, Mr. Phil Harnage.
The only answer we get is that the Doom Dancer music box is located in Darkland, which is Koopa's home turf.
And Luigi's like, Darkland.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't want to go. And I hate dancing.
Oh, poor Luigi. He's just like, I hate dancing.
I don't want to go.
Luigi's so fun in this episode.
so-
he just really doesn't want to
He
do this.
radiates Super Show Luigi energy, which is cowardly Luigi. I feel like some writers in the Mario 3 show forget that they're trying to write Luigi as a coward because they kind of forget and just make him Mario's twin sidekick, which he is, but he's a very cowardly sidekick.
Don't worry, Luigi will be out of there in a jiff. Wink.
He's very confident, Mario is.
Yeah, Mario is very, very confident in this episode.
I like-
too
I
confident
like
in this
his
episode.
I like his charisma.
You like the cut of his jib?
I like the cut of that jib. So they're in front of the Darkland pipe, which has been marked with a
skull
toxic
and crossbones.
Yeah, the toxic mark. And Luigi says this is
It
not
kind of adds credence to the theory we had in the last episode, which is that the Marios are going around mapping all these pipes.
Right.
So they've mapped the Darkland pipe with a skull and crossbones.
Don't enter. It's toxic. And Luigi says this is not beneficial to his health.
This trip could be dangerous to his health.
And Mario says,
There's
yeah,
so many good lines
but it's
in this
gonna be more
episode.
hazardous to Koopa when we actually get the music box.
They're really gonna kill him.
Let's boogie!
Let's boogie! Woo!
So they all jump down. Luigi's
They
the last
just-
one to go in.
They just exploded out of the pipe.
yeah, they all went together. I guess because it had to come out of the ground, so
I
maybe
don't
there
know.
was buildup. So
I guess nobody's used that pipe in a while. It was all clogged.
So I do like this about Koopa. He stationed guards all around Darkland to go report
just
back
in
to
case
him.
someone tried to use that pipe that you're not
Which,
supposed to
in
use.
fact, they did. So they all land in a big heap, and Luigi's like,
Oh, stepping on my foot!
Ow.
Ow! Quiet! You want to wake the dead?
stop it right now!
Everybody needs to shut up while I yell. You don't want Koopa to find us, do you?
Keep your voice down!
What was it? Was it Hans that was talking about how everyone's screaming at each other?
Yeah, I can't let people know
What we're talking about.
our evil plan. So
I quote this line all the time.
So, of course, there is in fact a Dry Bones who is awoken from the dead to listen to Mario screaming about not waking
about
the
how
bed.
they shouldn't be loud. And it's just like, really, Mario?
Because that's irony, folks.
Poor Luigi just looks so upset.
He is.
He's just like, I'm sorry, Mario.
So this Dry Bones,
I hit my toe.
despite being made of all bones, has a big brain because it immediately goes to report back to Koopa. And Koopa is smoking weed?
No.
He's vaping?
It's a humidifier.
Okay, but he's spraying it
It does
right
kind of
into
look
his
like
mouth,
he's vaping.
and it looks like he's just taking a
Like,
big...
he's sick. He's just taking a big vape.
But the
He's got a
opposite
big
back.
bong.
It did. It looked like an enormous bong.
It's fine. His kids are playing darts.
But his kids are, like, he's just babysitting them while he's sick on the throne. And so the Dry Bones hops up and
he
starts
goes,
going...
Father, you gotta go louder. I can't hear anything because I'm sick.
I really like how Dry Bones... I guess it's because they don't have a tongue, so they can only mumble and groan.
They can only, like, make cracking noises. His name is Bonesy.
Bonesy?
At one point, Koopa goes, Bonesy will show you how to save them.
So also, I'm very impressed with Harvey Atkins this episode because Koopa sounds legitimately super stopped up. Like when we're trying to do the impression, we just sound like we're talking deep in the voice.
We sound like Yogi Bear.
We sound like I sound like
smarter than the
Kuwabara.
average bear.
Messi, what are you doing?
But he does a good sick voice.
Legitimately, I feel like he stuck stuff up his nose.
And I love how his little ice pack, it's the one with the crowns on it. It makes a little toot when he's surprised. It goes whoop.
It's like an exclamation point. It's like an anime, the ahoge.
It's like a
moves
little
around.
It's like a little chimney.
So Koopa calls his kids over and is like, you gotta go, little boys, get over here. They're Bisky Blummers.
He's like,
Besky blubbers? What are Besky blubbers?
What are Brisky Blummers? And he goes, not Bisky Blummers, Bisky Blummers. It just repeats the same line twice.
so funny.
And they really hold.
And they're like, wow, it's a good thing he didn't say pesky plumbers, or else we'd be in
I
trouble.
am saying that. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. You have to stop them. Go follow Bonesy. Go get the Barrio brothers. And then Bully, I like Bully here. He's like, no worries, Dad. We'll stop these Barrio brothers, whoever they are.
We'll stop whoever you're talking about. Sure, Dad.
Just sit down, okay? You don't have the
Barrios
And
will
then
be
Koopa
doomed.
tells them to go follow, and he sniffles.
He's just like,
he's doing a good job.
he's very sick today.
So, Cheatsy, Big Mouth, and Bully all leave and go to find... They go follow Bonesy.
They run like straight to that pipe, and I don't know who is in charge of drawing Bully in this episode, but they cannot get his face right.
Or his colors.
His colors are wrong every
Everybody's
5
colors.
seconds.
I think it's not even just Bully's. It's everybody else's colors.
Bully is the most consistently
Sometimes
drawn
it'll
wrong.
be Big Mouth, other times it'll be Cheatsy.
Everybody's got a case of Goomba face in this episode.
Oh, wait, you got you diagnosed.
But hey, stop the music!
And then the music,
And then the background music stops, and Luigi's like,
legitimately stops.
we can't jump that far, Mario. It's just like he pauses the episode. He's like, Mario, what are we doing?
We're having a logic issue. This is a big plot hole. We can't
jump that far.
And I love how Mario says, a Mario brother never says can't, Luigi.
And Luigi's like, I say can't every 5 seconds, Mario.
I'm allowed to say it.
So Toad decides to go,
You could bash the blocks, Mario.
I'm also in this episode.
One of Toad's 2 lines.
Oh my god.
He does not talk.
He's just kind of here for moral support.
He's just here for kicks. He's our mascot. We bring him along like Scooby-Doo.
Start the music again.
And it starts back up. It's so fun.
They started different songs. Before they were playing the "Oh no, we're in trouble" music, and
Yeah.
now they're playing the Super Mario Bros. To the Rescue music.
Yes. So
Tanuki leaves for everyone.
Mario keeps grunting as he's bashing
the
his
blocks.
But everybody gets a Tanuki leaf and they all fly over, but they have to deal with the next hazard.
Pencils!
Stabbing pencils. I feel like what happened is that they drew in the storyboards spiky
Like
poles,
spikes?
and that the animation studio got the memo
They're
and
like,
was like,
pencils?
this looks like a pencil.
Let's just draw pencils.
And then they got it back, and they're like, whatever, it's close enough.
that would be really easy to dodge, considering that if the pencils are, like, going into the ground, like, they leave divots in the ground where the pencil
you should
part
know
is.
where they are. It's not like the scary, spiky...
Like a pendulum.
No, not the pendulums, but the...
I'm saying, like, with a pendulum, like, there's no, like,
real...
super obvious, like, path of where it's going.
Okay, it's like how on the floor, if there's spikes that come up,
Or
you
with
can
the
see
thwomps.
the holes.
It's like, if a thwomp hasn't made a divot in the ground, like, you aren't gonna know there's a thwomp
Maybe
there
that's
until
why
you're a pancake.
maybe that's why thwomps get so bummed out when they miss, because they know that their moment's ruined.
They
Because
ruin
people
their
will
moment.
tell.
Aw.
That is sad. So they dodge the pencils and they go through into the Temple of Gloom.
Gloom.
Not Doom. The Gloom Temple.
It's meant to rhyme.
Holds the doom. But I do love something from the games here. The Koopa statues that
They're meant to, like, reset your powers just to make sure you don't have power-ups. It's something that they do in Super Mario Maker, where it's like,
Okay.
if they don't want you to have a power-up, like, they'll have a thing, like, immediately when you come out of the pipe to, like, knock your power-up off.
Okay. But I do love how it
Or
is
they'll
as it
have
is
a
in the games.
they'll have the opposite, where there's a power-up that immediately hits you when you jump out of the pipe.
So it's like you have to have the
So
power
it's like,
up.
here, you don't have an excuse, there's your power-up.
Yeah. We're giving you a propeller flower. Don't let us down. So the statues though shoot just as fast as they do in Mario 3, because the first time you walk up you just think it's set decoration and then it hits
I
you.
forgot those were in Mario 3.
Yeah, they're in Koopa's castle a lot.
True. They really went all out with the Darkland architecture in this place.
Good job. I feel like Mr. Harnage actually played the game. Mm-hmm. Or he was given game notes and he thought, this would be really interesting if I implemented these things.
Well, like, as usual with Darkland, it's covered in dry bones.
Dry bones! Let's shake, rattle, and roll these boneheads.
I gotcha! Oh, I don't gotcha.
There are so many fun lines in this episode. So they
Truly, dry bones are the worst enemies.
So they keep
And these dry
stomping.
bones are even worse than usual because, like, they get up immediately.
It is like a 3-second respawn time. So I do also love the detail that some of the dry bones don't have broken shells
until they jump on them.
Until Mario breaks them, and even then they're just fine getting back up.
I don't know. With that theory, then you could just jump on them forever until they crumble into dust.
Well, then they could be like Stolfos, where they're ribbons and dust.
Oh, that's true.
And then you'd have a bigger problem because they could go anywhere. They could come through the floor, the ceiling, the windows. Ooh.
Time to suck a block.
Yeah. So what is the plan with this blocks?
I thought they were gonna get another power up, but no, they just break all the blocks and bury them under blocks.
Perhaps dry bones aren't good at climbing.
Well, maybe they get stuck. They can't respawn if they're stuck under the block.
Maybe, but also the problem with them could
Like
be that they slip a
Are you
little
sure that's
and then
water in there? Oh,
Yes,
just kidding.
It's water. I just have.
They lose their heads and they're just scrambling around
it's
without their
like
heads.
If you're climbing something and you lose your footing, they're very fragile, dry bones are. So they would just fall back at the bottom. They're not good at climbing because the moment they lose their footing, they would fall back onto the ground.
That's true.
So I think they tried to make a little mountain for them. What was that? Oh yeah.
Alright, so they go into the temple, and there's more Bowser laser statues, which is a little weird, considering that apparently Koopa's never been in this temple, but there are statues of
think
Koopa.
he's
Do you
been in
think
the
they're like
temple?
an ant? Well, if he'd been in the temple, he would have known that the Doom Dancer music box was in there.
Okay.
Because there's, like, Koopa statues all the way up to
I think
the
they're
end.
his ancestors.
Maybe it's like an ancestral thing, because according to...
Big Mouth?
not Big Mouth,
Cheatsy. Bully.
Yeah! The Doom Dancer music box was just a legend.
Oh, but before they noticed that, the Koopa brothers all find the mountain of blocks, and they're getting angry because the Mario brothers are in here. And Cheatsy goes, I hate sneaking unless I'm the one doing the sneaking.
Whatever they're doing, we gotta stop.
We gotta stop.
We gotta stop.
Hammer time. Everywhere you see. From London to the world. Okay, so I do love this setup that Koopa had told his kids that the music box was just a legend. I thought it was because Koopa didn't want his kids running in there and causing trouble, but I like your theory, which is that Koopa was told when he was a young little boy that the Doom Dancer music box was also a legend, and
I will say Phil Hartnage is really good at writing dialogue for Big Mouth. A lot of writers, I feel, stay away from Big Mouth because it's like, oh, if he's gonna talk, he's gotta talk a lot, and we don't feel like writing all that dialogue. And
yeah.
They have a lot of fun with him in this episode, with having them gag him every second.
They have to drag Big Mouth out screaming, or else...
Like, he's continuing his ramble while they're holding him.
Nothing can stop him. So...
It's not legit. They're gonna get it. We can't let them get it because we gotta get it. Oh, we gotta stop them.
So Bully does think one step ahead. So is Cheatsy, which is we're gonna let them get the music box, and then we'll ambush.
Let's do an ambush.
Let's do an ambush. So they're like, Bully,
all right, Big Mouth, give me your string.
No, not my favorite string.
Oh, let me tell you the story behind this string. You see, I got it from my great grandpappy, and then
and they're like, shut up, we don't care.
I just love how they just established, give me your favorite string. My favorite string? No! It reminds me of that story that we always tell about me.
Yes.
When we used to do dance recitals, I found a string in the back and I was dancing with the string.
Was it on stage?
It was on stage.
Or was it?
Because I didn't want to get rid of the string, and so I was just like holding it in my hand while I was dancing, and I think we have it on film, me dancing with the string.
It was my favorite
I think the funniest part is that later when I was doing dance recitals and you weren't, there was another girl who got caught with the string. It's like just one person after the other.
You just find a string and you're like, ooh, a string.
I want to dance with the string. That just reminds me.
So they've decided to wait outside while the Mario Bros do all the legwork.
Just reminds me of my string toy.
Alright, quit playing with your string.
From Kira.
We found the Doom Dancer music box, and it's sitting on a very interesting looking
I
throne.
noticed that too.
It's like it's got Koopa legs, but it's got a thwomp engraved on it. It kind of looks like that one thing in Paper Mario 1000 Year Door that gives you the quiz.
The
thwomp with
thwomp
the bow tie
that rotates and he spins.
This is gonna be really weird on our audio capture. What? So unfortunately for Mario, as soon as he grabs the music box, ow!
Oh gosh,
Thanks. As soon as he grabs the music box, they just decide to throw everything but the kitchen sink at him. Like there's wrenches, bombs,
fire,
blocks, fire. It's explosions. It's just like whoa, 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 whoa! A thwomp jumps out at him.
Imagine that Mario got hit and his invincibility frames phase him back in.
Is that why he just phases out of existence
yes.
for a second?
It was his invincibility frames. And
Oh
someone
my
turns
God.
invisible. And the Boom Boom from the map shows up, and I like how scary he looks, just banging on the floor.
Everyone's so scared that they don't notice the incredibly obvious string that's strung out like stomach level. It's not even foot level. Like it's on their belly buttons, and they're like, oh no.
I'm guessing they think nobody knows they're here, so they don't.
Honestly, if they'd walked out, they would have seen it, but they got really lucky that Boom Boom was chasing them, and so they weren't looking out to see the string. So they all completely trip over the string.
And the music box goes flying in the air, and Big Mouth's like, I've got it. The crowd goes, wild for me.
And she's just like, no, I got it.
And then Bully jumps in. No,
Bully just kicks
it's
him out.
me. And he grabs it, and they go, uh-oh.
Bully, my favoriteest brother, I love you so much. You're not gonna make me dance, are you? And Bully's like,
He doesn't even say anything. He just starts.
He just like smiles at him and
Cranks.
starts cranking the music box, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
He laughs like Robin. This is fun. So
Everybody's gotta dance.
he starts talking, but his mouth is moving and he's not saying anything. I guess that was just a cut line. So he goes, "We're gonna crank it slow," and he starts cranking it slow.
Well, I don't know. It
And
takes
then-
it a minute to warm up. It's very out of tune.
And then they changed the song into a march.
So I guess he can decide
How?
what the song's gonna be.
If you imagine the song in
So
your brain.
he makes, well, at first they're all, well, yeah, it's that they march them up to Koopa's castle.
Yeah, also Toad is looking really happy during all of this. He's just
Hey,
smiling.
Toad likes dancing. He wanted all the pipe creatures to dance.
So Bully walks up to his dad and Koopa goes, "Well, Bully, you found my...
Oh, you found the box. Good job.
my box." No, it's my nose is... It's hard. You found my...
you found my
No, that's too nasally.
Okay.
Bully, you found my box.
found the box.
Give it to me. And he goes, "Sorry, ex-king dad."
I'm in charge now.
And he
I'm gonna
starts-
make you dance.
And he
he's
starts
like,
the marching music. "What's that?
what that? You say, what that?
Mother, I can't hear you." And I love how him being sick, it comes full circle in that it's...
And Bully just goes, oh. Here's the box, Dad.
It's that Koopa runs up and goes, "Give me the box." And he's
Give
like,
me the box, boy.
"Sure,
And he's-
sure, Dad."
Here you go, Dad. I was just holding it for you.
But I love how the setup of Koopa being sick, A, it made it so it was the Koopa Kids' time to go and ambush the Mario Brothers, and B, it led it to him getting the advantage later, in that he gets to take it because he's so sick. So he goes, "Everybody do the Koopa," and everyone starts
They just start
dancing.
wiggling their arms
Toad
around.
is so happy. Luigi is just
poor Luigi's running
having
in a
to
circle.
do
He's
a
like,
whole
I hate
song
to
and dance. I found his dancing to be the best.
I loved Luigi's dancing.
I also
Princess
love
is
how
just like
Toadstool said, "Do
going
you
like,
think
"Ah,
he'll take
jeez."
requests?"
Do you think he takes requests? I hate this song.
Luigi just looks like, "I hate to dance."
And the kids are like, oh, come on, Dad. Dancing lessons are expensive.
There's no even... These are for free.
It's just a funny
They're trying to
joke.
find anything. So Koopa's like, "This is the best.
So we probably
I
get
can't
them-
wait for the entire Koopa kingdom to start dancing."
Everyone will dance except for me.
Yes, because he's deaf.
So now it's time for everyone to do the Koopa.
So they go onto an airship,
I love this song.
and he puts all of his kids on the ship and is like, "Dance for me. Dance for my amusement. Sing my song."
Everybody do the Koopa.
I like how the
We
music in this episode is diegetic. Where it's actually happening in the universe of the story.
I love it when Kooky sings. Kooky is a great singing
Yeah,
voice. Everybody do the Koopa.
I was thinking Cootie Pie. She's
You
also...
like Cootie Pie's voice the
Yeah.
best?
So it's a montage of everybody dancing.
Including, like, the scenery.
The scenery. I like how the trees are dancing.
The paratroopers in the Doom ship.
Those paratroopers, some of them had arms.
They were-
Some of
I
them
did
did
not
not
like
have
the-
arms.
I did not like the way they looked in this
It was
episode.
inconsistent because some of them had
Some of them look
limbs.
more like Buzzy Beetles. than
Yeah, where they don't have
Parrot
limbs.
beetles.
But the others do.
I
It's
don't
too
know.
weird.
It's funky.
So the Doshin toads are also dancing. The giant, toads. The Sphinx.
The Sphinx starts dancing.
Yeah, they're
the
back
trees
in
with
the desert
eyeballs are
land.
dancing.
Everybody's dancing. So we're all done. So we are continuing to dance, but
Mario's like,
Koopa-
I'm really
Koopa
tired of the song.
laments to
Luigi."
himself that, "Oh, my arm's getting tired," which is why this plan doesn't work. Because your arm gets tired. You're not going to tell other people to dance
So
for
Mario decides to put some plumber's putty in his ears. I'm wondering how he's gonna get that out of his
Yes!
ears.
It does not sound like a good idea when it dries up. Also, he
Don't
asks...
stick random things in your ears, folks.
He-
That's the PSA for this episode.
And also, check for bleeding.
Also, don't bleed on your carpet.
Yes. Well, if you notice blood on the carpet,
Clean it fast with warm water.
before it sinks in. But I do love how Mario asks Luigi for the plumber's putty, and Luigi reaches into his trousers and pulls out the plumber's
He
putty.
goes, oh, here you go, Mario. Don't ask me why I was keeping that there.
just don't worry about it.
So then he goes, hey, Mario. And then Mario's like, shh. They really pulled that from Big Mouth.
Oh, where it's just stop talking. So then Mario starts fake dancing over to Koopa, and then he yoinks the...
Well, okay. So the series of events goes like this.
Mario steals
Mario
the music
punches
box.
Koopa in the face. The box flies.
Mario goes to
Mario
grab
grabs the box. Bully charges straight into
it.
his
It was really
gut.
good timing of Bully
Like
to
a
do that
football
tackle.
tackle.
Yeah.
Luigi bounces off Toad's head,
He
who's
goes,
just
heads
standing
up,
around.
Toad. I need a cushion.
So Koopa also jumps up. So Luigi and Koopa have both grabbed the box,
and they're tugging on it. And then Toad comes to help Luigi.
All right. So then it pulls off.
And you actually can't see
You can see that the crank has come off in Luigi's hand, and Koopa has the rest of the box. So Koopa holds up the box and says, I've got the box.
And it's the full box.
And it's the full box.
And then
Toad
Luigi
goes,
says,
well, we've got the crank. And then Luigi's like holding up the crank. And then Koopa looks at the box and suddenly the crank is gone.
now it's back, now it's not.
And so then he's like, what? And
Oh,
so he
what do
tries
I do?
to like stick his finger into it.
So
but
he
then
can turn it himself.
Then I guess his claw gets stuck in
But
there.
it does not look stuck.
It does not look stuck. It just kind of looks like he's holding
like,
it on
oh,
there.
my claw
My claw stuck.
And in Big Mouth, ever the kiss up is like, I'll help you, dearest daddy.
Dearest dad.
And they start pulling, and it takes 3 Koopalings to pull,
And one Bowser to pull that.
and one Bowser
off.
to pull it apart. So they pull his finger out, but the recoil's too much, and they drop the box.
The box
was
flies off
flying.
with the crank attached. By the way, the crank is attached up until it falls onto the Goomba's head and explodes. That poor random Goomba. He's just taking a morning constitutional.
I imagine that Goomba's out on duty. He's out on scouting
He's out on duty. He's like, oh, what's that? Oh, I'm out on lookout. What's that? Oh, gets tackled. I'm surprised he didn't get squished to oblivion. That poor Goomba.
I don't think we want to see the Goombas die.
We've already seen that when Mario and Luigi
when
stepped
they
on him.
stomp on them. Maybe Phil Harnage he has some heart.
He's a soft spot.
He's got a heart in his soul.
the classic.
So Koopa sees that the music box fell off, and he goes, I'm steaming.
I'm getting steam.
He's like a steamboat.
Yep. And like his things start tooting again. It's really funny.
Yeah, so Mario's like, all right, now they're singing their old song again.
And their old song is them arguing, which is, it's a more so one-sided argument where Bully has like one line and then his dad's like, you ever seen me angry? You're about to see me angry because I'm really angry right now.
You're so mad. So Mario and
gonna
Co
whoop ya.
say, job well done, gang, and they all jump into the pipe and
To
then
a conspicuous warp pipe on the Doom ship. How does that work?
maybe it's how you get around when you're on the Doom ship.
But like,
There are pipes on the Doom ship.
Well,
It's the
yeah,
one
but
that'll take
how
you
would it-
inside.
but how would it work getting to the, oh well, who knows?
I don't know. We don't need to think. We just pan back to
done
the
thinking.
castle. The episode is over.
Why did we pan to the castle?
I don't know. I feel
I thought the
like
Marios were gonna show up in the castle.
maybe
and
there was
wave.
a lost last frame. It just got lost in the...
Maybe they just didn't want to show us Koopa giving his kids a spanking.
corporal punishment. So,
Someone's got to get the blat.
oh, that's cruel. So, Peach, who is your most valuable paisano?
Luigi was so fun in this episode.
I'm trying to pick between Mario and Luigi once more. I really liked Mario's attitude.
Mario was fun.
He had a lot of fun lines.
But they wrote Luigi so well. He just really didn't want to dance. And he's like, Mario, I just don't want to dance. And Mario's like, that's okay, you won't dance. And then he's dancing. He was like, I knew I was going to have to dance.
I will say, I do love how it's a classic Super Show writer, because they brought back Cowardly Luigi. And it's also the brave
And
Mario.
Brave Mario, whose head is also empty.
His head is, he's got he's got good intentions in the
He's
brain.
got pasta for brains.
He's got noodles in his brain. Pasta noodles for a brain. There were no food puns this episode. This is a true crying shame.
We replaced them with dancing puns.
That's true, but I do love how Mario came up with a lot of
they
lines.
also had a lot of plumbing jokes. Like, they used the plumber's putty.
Yeah.
Mario uses his plunger to help him ricochet up to the blocks.
Yeah, I do love how Phil Harnish definitely knew what he was writing. Mm-hmm. When he was called in to help with the show, he knew what he was doing. It wasn't just, what's Mario? What do I do? He's like, I'm familiar. They're plumbers. They like food. This is an episode about music. So we'll make lots of music jokes.
It is interesting how he wrote 2 music-themed episodes in a row.
The Cootie Pie Rocks and Do The Koopa. I guess that was just the theme for this
Everybody do
program
the
block.
Koopa.
But yes, we are convinced that Phil Harnish is ambidextrous because
he's too good.
one hit after the other. Really, really good. I guess I'll make mine Luigi too. I loved his dancing when he dances in that circle.
Oh, it's great.
It is so fun. So...
He just looks so sad when Mario was yelling at him. Although, to be fair, I do quote that, "Are you trying to wake the dead?" line all the time.
Quiet!
You want to wake the dead? Do ya?
It feels like something from a Sweet Life on Deck episode. I don't know how.
If there were zombies in Sweet Life?
Maybe, but
they don't have the
it feels
budget
like
for that.
it would come from the banana episode with that scary therapist.
My favorite episode.
When he's shaking the banana. Oh, I'm so scared of the bananas. Oh, I just have a fear. I do love how they also get to the root of Zach's issues,
a second banana.
Is that he's not afraid of bananas, but he does in fact feel like a second banana, and he's like, well, darn.
You're actually a good
therapist. We just got here in a really weird direction. So, Peach, where can people find you online?
Let's see. Normally, I plug my
art Tumblr.
My art Tumblr. I guess I'll plug my normal Tumblr today.
Okay.
So, my main blog is peachsupreme64.tumblr.com. I post a little something every day.
Well, we usually just post the same things from each other.
That's true.
One of us will find that the others reblogged something fun and just...
I reblog art every Saturday, and then Sundays are for Precure. We gotta catch up on that episode. We haven't...
We do. It's the one with Asuka and her
man, what are we gonna do
Oni.
when you go to college? We're gonna have to
do what we did before. Remember, we watched them individually.
Well, that's true.
And then enjoyed them.
We tried to stream them on Discord, but there was just too much lag.
Yeah. Although I guess we could try it again since we do have upper frame rates. They have fixed that. Anyways, we'll see what we can do. Yeah, I'm going back to Kool Egg soon.
That's why we have to record so many episodes.
I know. The moment where Peach's audio suddenly sounds different, I will be back in the Kool Egg.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out something about our mic situation.
I feel like you just need to get some headphones like these. Honestly, I could order a second pair and give you these.
You like the mic quality of that one?
Yeah, I like
That's
the
the
mic
one
quality.
we recorded our intro on.
Yeah, and they're non-tangly. So if they're in your bag, because they have a little
I wouldn't
buffer
put
around
them in my bag.
Okay, but
Really, I would mostly just use them for, like, if I needed headphones for the Switch, because that's...
I also use them for the Switch a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or my laptop, because I've tried using the wireless on my laptop. It's just funky.
It does, the sound quality is not as good as using those headphones. Anyways,
I've been thinking about getting a, like,
headset.
Because,
Will
like,
it have cat ears?
I have looked at those.
You have looked at cat ear headsets.
My thing is, like, if I'm sleeping and there's someone else in the room, like, I can't keep my YouTube on to go to sleep, and that's the thing that usually helps me go to sleep a lot, having a video on, and I don't want to, like, bother someone else, so it's like, oh, okay.
Me.
You. So, sometimes I put like my wireless earbuds in, but then it's like I lay on my head and it feels weird.
The press against
And then
the
they like
earlobe.
fall out in the middle of the night and I have to find them in the bed.
That is the one thing I do like about wired earbuds more than wireless.
But then you could choke yourself in the middle of the night.
That has not happened.
It could happen.
I
Like
don't-
with the
I
whole
don't-
chewing gum when you sleep.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Who goes to bed chewing gum?
I don't know. I always heard that. Like if you go to sleep chewing gum, it'll end up in your hair.
Hair? I thought you meant your throat.
Well, I mean, it could end up there too. So
Anyways.
don't chew gum before bed.
All right.
Those are our life
So
lessons.
what is the lesson of the day? Wheel
Oh,
of
the lessons of the
morality.
day is if you want to listen to great music, you should listen to
Taylor
Lair
Lairs.
at tlair.bandcamp.com, who composed this wonderful outro song that you'll be hearing in just a moment.
It's T, the letter T, laire.bandcamp.com. I meant, what's the moral of the day from the Wheel of Morality?
Everybody do the Koopa.
Do the Koopa, do the Koopa, don't be a stupa, do the Koopa. Everybody say paisani,
Paisani, paisani.
to the paisanis out there. Woo-doo-doo.
Do you suppose he takes requests?
I hate to dance! King Dad is gonna pay for this! Yeah! Dancing lessons are expensive!